a few weeks on and he's changed his mind, denying Lisa answers to questions about her daughter that she's waited years to ask. Abby Smitten, BBC News.
Libby's mother, Lisa, joins us now. Lisa, good morning to you. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine, thank you.
When did you and how did you hear this news that Libby's killer will not meet you now?
It was last Thursday, so just over a week ago. My restorative justice caseworker came round for a visit in the morning and said that he had withdrawn his consent.
Do you know why?
He says it's because he's put an appeal in against his conviction and sentence. We can't find any evidence that that's happened so far. The police haven't heard anything, nor have the probation service or my restorative justice caseworker. So I'm not sure, really.
Okay. Many people will be wondering, why on earth would you want to meet the killer of your daughter?
It's about being in the same space as the person that was last with her. In an ideal world, as I've said before, I would love for him to tell me how she died, because we don't know, and it's a question that does not leave me. But I think I'd be rather naive to think he's going to say how. So it's more for me about how she was, how was she feeling when she got in the car? Was she evidently warmer? Was she chatty? Was she quiet? Was she crying? Was she not crying? All those sort of little questions that just eat away at me.
In the run-up to this, before you were told he wouldn't meet you, there were some conditions, I think, things that he was willing to talk to you about and others. Can you explain what they were?
Yes, to begin with, he said, yes, he'd meet me. Then subsequently to that, he said, oh, yes, he'll meet me, but he won't talk about what happened that night. Then it was, okay, I'll meet you. I won't talk about what happened that night, and I want to know what questions you're going to ask me. So he was obviously backtracking. I think now looking back at it, he was backtracking from that time that I said, great, let's meet. So, yeah, very, very odd.
Yeah, and knowing that you were going to meet him, you've explained why you wanted to meet him, but what would it have done for you in terms of moving on? I know you do a lot of work in terms of women's safety, and you have other children as well who are thriving. But what would it have done for you if you'd had that meeting with him?
To me, it would have, I feel I need to do as much as I can for Libby, and part of that journey of doing as much as I can for her is to find out answers. It will put those few puzzle pieces in the picture. I mean, I'm never going to have the whole picture. By not seeing him at the moment, when I found out, I felt like I'd let her down again. I felt like I'd failed at seeing him, if you like. And for my other children, they, at the moment, they don't ask very much about Libby, but as they get older, they may want to know a few more things. And if I haven't done my absolute utmost to find out, then I just don't feel I'm doing my job as a mother properly.
And I know, your husband did not want to meet him.
No, he didn't. No, he's deals with his grief in a very different way to the way I deal with mine. And a meeting with Relovich would not be a good idea for my husband. But he supports me 100%. And actually, he has the same questions as I have. And, I think he's more than happy for me to do the legwork, if you like. But obviously, if my husband wanted to meet him, I would be completely in agreement with that as well.
I want to talk about this idea that an appeal has been lodged. How does that make you feel? Because to a certain extent, he was convicted, he's in prison, that was it, it was done. But now he's appealing. I know you haven't got all the details, but how does that make you feel?
It kind of brings up a whole fear of dread again, and you're thinking, well, has he got any new evidence? We know there is no new evidence. There wasn't an awful lot of, evidence to begin with. Everything that there was, we had. So partly it makes me laugh, really, because I think, really? It's been it's nearly 4 years, and no one's come forward to say, oh, I was with him that night. There has been nothing new. So it's just a delay tactic, I think, from him. But it does kind of fill you with dread again. You think, oh no, really? But then my sensible side kicks in, and like everybody else reassures me, there is nothing new.
If he does appeal, how would that involve you? What would you be doing while he does that?
I guess I don't really know, to be honest, but I guess if it, I think as far as I'm aware, he has to have 3 judges that agree that he could appeal, or there's grounds for appeal. Then I guess we go back to court. I really don't know. I haven't really looked into it, to be honest.
Do you think he'll ever meet you?
I think it's going to be a way off. He said we can revisit this in 9 months, so I'm going to meet with my restorative justice worker again in 6 months. Because, you know, I think, no, I'll do it in 6 months, thank you very much. And yeah, I don't think it's going to be easy, and I don't think it's going to be quick, but I do think eventually he will meet me, because I'm not going to give up.
Do you just stay in limbo until then?
Yeah, I guess so. But that really is what life is like. Since I've not had Libby in my life, you know, or present in my life, it is very much in limbo. It's a strange feeling, a very strange feeling.
Lisa, I wish you well. I know it's a very odd time. I know how much you were kind of, looking forward to is the wrong word, but you were keen to meet him, and obviously now that's been taken away from you. No doubt we will speak again. Thank you so much for talking to us here on BBC Breakfast.
Thanks, Nathan.